Hey guys, it's Carrie Danger of the Carrie Danger Podcast, and today I am joined by Sisu Sana, co-founder, Hell on Hogsback, creator Pete Nelson, and the founder and creator of Floral Fox Coffee Company, Kaitlin Fisher. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It is such a pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you. I'm
you.
so excited.
This is
It's gonna be the
great.
best.
So let me just let the listeners know why we're here. Hell on Hogsback is an endurance style race where you basically, I'll let Pete explain the details of it, but you have the 1, 3, 6, and 12-hour max distance. And the best part about it all is all of the registrations and donations go directly to help those suffering from cancer, which is absolutely magnificent. So, while we're having this conversation today, guys, if you want to head on over to hellonhogsback.com and go ahead and get registered or donate, either one, perfectly fine with me. I think you should definitely register and challenge yourself because this endurance is for cancer and it really is just going to make you stronger than ever. You might not think you can. You totally can, okay? You can walk. You don't have to run the whole thing. So also, while you're looking around the internet, make sure that you go to follow Sisu_Sana on Instagram, Hell on Hogsback on Instagram, and Floral Fox Coffee Company on Instagram. All the socials, do your best. Okay, without further
And Carrie,
ado.
you have a personal tie to Helen Hogsback this year that you should share.
Oh, yes, thank
Your
you, Pete.
listeners.
I am the MC for this year.
I'm so
I'm
excited for
so
that.
stoked. This is crazy. So, listener, this is how this happened. All right, I'm at Caitlin's. Well, it's the coffee truck actually has a location now, has a garage it parks in, and then it's adorable. And Floral Fox, they just do the whole thing. So I'm there with some of my radio girlfriends, and she says, "Oh, you should meet Pete." Because I wanted to do Hell on Hogsback. You should meet Pete. Pete's there with his whole family. I'm like, "Oh, what's up? If you need a public speaker or you want to get married," I didn't realize you guys were already married. I just figured you just found these kids on the side of the road and just brought them to get
Yeah.
coffee. But I'm your girl. And sure enough, I was tagged in. And so now I'm not going to really be enduring much. I'm just going to be hanging out and talking about all of you guys enduring. So I'm pumped. This is probably, I just did a 5K last month. And this is my next one. So I'm really excited about this. But I've done lots of races. I run an awful lot. So let's
It
make it
was so
happen.
cool when Caitlin introduced us, and then you started going down the rabbit hole of ultra marathons and half marathons and marathons. I just started naturally getting really excited because you were just so warm and bubbly, like a golden retriever personality. And I just kept thinking that this needs to be a huge part of Helen Hogsback. We've never had an MC before. We've this past year we brought on a DJ with this sick sound system, but to actually have somebody like a personality behind the mic, getting people excited, reminding people of like where they're at during the race, and then also this is going to be a huge year. Sisu, our company, is giving away a free sauna to the overall 12-hour winner. So there's a lot of people coming in from out of state that are flying in for this event, and it's going to be a bloodbath come the last
Dude.
few hours. So I'm so excited about that. But it's so crazy how the event came about. About this is going to be year four. So 3 years ago, actually, or sorry, 4 years ago, my father had to go through this awful cancer bout where he had tongue cancer. Mind you, he's a very, very accomplished ultra marathon distance runner, qualifying for Boston Marathon multiple times, running 10 plus 100-mile races. I think in the last 12 years, he's done 180 now, 180 marathons or greater of distance. And so he did all this after quitting smoking at 48 years old, and he found this new addiction in running. So he ended up coming down with cancer, and we, as a family, didn't think too much of it. It was tongue cancer. They would have to do their work, go and do radiation. But during the procedure ended up being 12 hours, and they had to remove a portion of his tongue and recreate a new one. So they had to graft skin and arm vein from his arm, recreate it, put it in. Then he would have to relearn how to speak. But what was awful in the NICU when I came over to just sit with him one night, he ended up having this stroke, and it was a really rare stroke, and he had to relearn how to walk. So on top of, just having to learn how to speak at 60 plus years old, now he has to relearn how to walk. They had to catheterize through the top of his head, perform emergency brain surgery. It was a wild, thing. We didn't even know that he was going to be able to run again. And so the doctor said, I would just try to focus your goal on just getting to be able to walk again. What was wild is that from the time that he had to, took his first step on a walker to the time that we did Holland Hogsback year one, which is a 12-hour max distance race, which signifies the 12 hours that he was in that he was in surgery for the cancer. He ran 40 miles on Holland Hogsback year one. It was unbelievable. And it was such a testament of the human spirit that it just made me realize like the human spirit is undeniable. How many people are leaving so much on the table with their potential and just their ability to not just put out a great physical effort, but to inspire other people to do the same. And so he's just done such an amazing job of carrying this torch and this burden that other people carry every single day, but bring it to a positive light. And now coming into year 4, we're going to have hundreds of people running this race. And ironically, I made fun of him so hard for it this year. He is not going to be there this year because he's running the Sydney Marathon down in Australia. I'm like, okay, Dad.
Oh my God.
Just something better, just a little bit better.
Yeah.
What the heck?
You're too cool for us these days.
You're going to have to FaceTime him for everyone to like, hey, Pete.
Yeah. I'm going to hand around my phone to everybody.
It'll be like when a baby's born, just pass him around. That's great. Oh my gosh. Go on.
Cool. Kaitlin started up Floral Fox a few years ago, and I don't think Floral Fox was a thing year 1, but year 2 and 3, it's been so fun having her there and her family and the kids and Tom, and there's always
Tom
a
ran
long
it
line.
last year. Yeah.
There's
Tom
always
ran
a
it
long
last
line.
year. He wants to do the 12-hour. We'll see how he does. He's a natural. He doesn't practice, but then he does really good. So
Yeah. Wow.
He's got that grit gene. He's got the grit gene.
He'll just come by the truck and you'll just like squirt like espresso in his mouth and be like, go.
yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
That's his gel. It's just
Sake.
espresso. Yeah.
It's the sake gun.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. So there's going to be I'm imagining, obviously Floral Fox will be on hand. So if anyone wants to come, even spectators, please come be a part of this. Cheer these people on because this is hard stuff. Okay. And yeah, crazy in the coolest way possible. If you're not a little crazy, get out. You're not welcome here. But I'm telling you, you got to come check this out. Are there going to be any other vendors on hand that people can participate in or like get more information about?
Yes, there's a lot. So we'll have a vendor village there. We'll have a food truck that's still TBD on the exact food truck. We'll have Floral Fox, BPN, so Bear Performance Nutrition, which is one of my favorite supplement companies of all time, has the entire aid station stocked for us. Roan, which is the athletic apparel company, lifestyle apparel company that makes amazing quality goods similar to like Lululemon, Aloe, Viore. The founders will be there with their stuff. We've got Code Cairo doing a lot of recovery work. We've got Bridge PT and Rehab also doing recovery work. We've got a number of sponsors on site. We also have Wild Roman, my friend Sahil Bloom, who's a New York Times bestseller now, which I'm so excited for him. He started up a company called Wild Roman, which is named after his son, who's like this 3-year-old just menace of a kid. He's the best. But it's a skincare company for before and after athletic endeavors and just everyday skin health. And one of the things that I love about it is that Sisu, it's really become like a focal point event for us because we bring saunas and cold plunges and our electrolytes are there and it's just like this sweet vibe. So when people are done with the event, or even if spectators want to chill out, go in sauna and cold plunge while they're watching. And so we have that going the entire day. My buddy who owns, actually this is a sweet company. My buddy started up another company 2 years ago called Pitching Tents Cleveland. And it's literally an outdoor tent company. And so he's going to have his like large tent area for the aid station. And in case it gets really rainy that day, which we haven't had rain,
I know. I was going to say, don't jinx it because we've had perfect weather the last couple years.
Yes,
this is real wood. Okay, we got it.
But
Carrie, you're going to love the vibe because they literally, like, if it's going to be how it was last year, it's just this big circle of saunas, cold plunges, the coffee's right there. People are getting massages. There's, like, everyone kind of camps out for the whole day. It's so fun.
I am
There's
thrilled.
music all day. The
Yeah.
kids are running around on scooters at the end, like it's just awesome. It's an awesome day.
When I told my boyfriend Travis, who's also an ultra runner, I told him what this was, and he's like, "Wait, Pete Nelson, I know that name." And I'm like, "I'm sure you do. Did you watch this amazing YouTube video that'll bring you to tears and at the same time inspire you to go do anything you've ever wanted to do?" Because I did, and I'm like beside myself. And so he's like, "No, because we heard you on Cam Hanes' podcast. So, and we're big Cam fan,
Yeah.
I guess, So, yeah, dude, it's freaking sweet." And I told him, I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be gone like all day long." And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna really miss you." We had just moved in together at the time.
This is the only ultra marathon on the west side of Cleveland. He should be there.
No,
I know.
You know,
I'm gonna
like,
try to get him to come
gonna-
because he's doing a
I'm gonna put my
200.
flag out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his 200 is when I don't have my calendar up. The August 13, 14, 15. So
This is a perfect cool down for him then. He's
Yeah.
probably doing the 200, right?
he's gonna crush it. He's like, "I'll
Yeah.
get the first 100 done in the first day." And I'm like, "Do you? I will be there with the transit. I'll be rolling around in the truck. Okay, it'll be fine." No,
love that.
I'm excited for this. I think, obviously I want to experience it, but I'm very honored to be able to bring life to the microphone. And I already have it in my head, all the fun we're going to have on the mic. And I'm going to just harass people like, "How do you feel after that? How do you, oh my God, how do you think you did? Oh my God, I want to get, I'm ready for it." We're going to have an insane amount of fun. I want to challenge myself to get into an ice plunge because we usually have one here.
Yes.
I get
I've
toe.
never done one either.
You and
I will
Kaitlin.
do one with you.
Okay,
I've
all right,
never
all right.
done one.
This is going to be good. Yeah, we're going to do that. It'll be sweet. What are the rules about getting
One
in
of the-
together?
One of the
yeah.
things I'm really excited about this year is we have an actual documentary team together. So we'll have a very long form video of this, of a few different storylines between the recipients that are actually receiving the hand delivered checks this year.
Yeah.
The goal is three $12,000 checks that we're hand delivering to patients in need. The process, by the way, of selecting is really, really hard.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Because when you told me that on the phone, I was like, "That's incredible."
Yeah, it's one of the hardest decision-making days you'll have each year. So we'll have all the beneficiary applications come in. So the way that it works is that you go to our website and you have to be nominated by someone else. You can't nominate yourself. And the nomination has a number of different fields that you fill out, and then it populates an application. You submit it, and then our internal family, so my wife, my sister, my brother, my mom, my dad, and my brother and sister-in-law all sit down here at our kitchen table, and we go through every single application one by one. And the application process is underneath now a 501c3, so it's officially a nonprofit, which is huge for obviously tax reasons, but even more so for people that are donating. When a donation comes through, it's now an actual charitable giving moment, so that is a pre-tax qualification for people. So if people have donor advised funds and they're looking to deploy, $100, $500 or whatnot, you can do that from that account. But so let's say last year we gifted two $10,000 checks. Well, we went through 35 applications. And so when you're going through each application and realize that every single person is deserving, you're kind of looking at each other like, I have to say no to this one, unfortunately. And so you're trying to rank worse situations, and it emotionally sucks. I hate to say it, but it makes me and our family realize how blessed we are to have the health that we do, and for us to have a great support system, and also to be able to say yes to financial hardship sometimes. Where my dad was so fortunate to be able to say yes to an emergency brain surgery. Not everybody could say yes because they don't have the insurance or they don't have the right means to be able to say yes to that invoice or that bill that's gonna hit them 3 months later over the head. And so for us to be able to provide that just layer of comfort for somebody to be able to say yes to a holistic treatment, a lifestyle treatment, whatever it is, it's huge. So last year we dwindled it down to 2 people, and being able to make that call to that person, say, hey, you were selected as one of the people to receive, are you open to accepting the funds? Every single time there's tears shed on both sides of the phone, man. and it's so surreal. And now we've got to include our kids a part of the process, and so they're so young. They're 5 and 3 and now 7 months, and they're too young to understand what's going on, but they know
Right.
that there's an important moment happening. But I don't want them to know any difference. Like as we continue to build out the community and support, I just want them to know that this is part of their backbone is that we give. So that's one of the main storylines of the race, that it will be shot. We've never actually showcased one of, when I say showcase, like actually told the story of one of the recipients before. So I want to be very cautious of that. We've never disclosed the names of the recipients. We've always kept that very anonymous. But one of my goals this year is to be able to highlight one of the families and one of the storylines if they were open to it. And if they weren't, then that's totally fine. So that'll be storyline A. Storyline B is just there'll be 400 plus runners, out there on this course, on this hill, slogging it out. And the reasons why people run, some of them are very personal, some of them are very like family oriented, some of them are cancer oriented, but everybody's lined with this purpose. So everybody's just very mentally sharp. They're excited about the community side, they're excited about the endurance side, but they're also really excited about the purpose and doing it for the purpose. So that's going to be another storyline. And the last storyline is, again, the 12-hour division. Who's going to come home with the sauna? It's this crazy thing where, there's prize purses of like $1,000, $5,000 for some like elite ultra races, but nobody's ever put legit, something on the line like this before. And so we've had a flood of 12-hour signups here recently from people from out of state for it. And so are these people like massive followings? No, but that's the beauty of it, is that the ultra space has these dogs that just
Dude.
are ready to go, dude. And I'm so excited to see people duke it out. Last year we had a tie for the overall winner between a male and female. Both of them signed up 24 hours prior, so we didn't necessarily know. They tied for 67 miles, ran in 12 hours. And that included 10,000 plus feet of elevation gain along those 12 hours. So my gut tells me that we're going to see minimum 70. We'll probably have like 5, 6 people at least over 70 miles ran this year. And it'll be really interesting to see what that last couple hours of tension is going to be like, and specifically that last hour. It's going to be prime time popcorn. Like, man, I'm ready to watch. So
The
it's gonna be good.
craziest thing is this year Floral Fox wants to stay the whole day because the last couple of years we've had to leave and to go do family things. But the craziest thing is when you're there in the morning, when it first starts for the however many hours, you leave, you go have a full day of whatever we had to do. We had like football games, lunch, whatever. And then we came back to help clean up and people are still running, still running from the morning. Like that is it's crazy too because the crowd is so big in the morning, and everyone, because most of the people sign up and do the 1 hour or 2 hour, whatever. And then it kind of dwindles down to just, I don't know, just the vibe in the morning versus the very end is very different. And seeing these people finally finish and knowing what they've done all day, it's just, it's, there's nothing like it.
This is definitely going to be a very unique event, and I've never attended something quite like this before. I did my first ultra last month, crushed it. I'm going to crush it even harder next year. Thank you very much. Although right after I was like, I don't think I'm meant for over like, I don't know, a half marathon. I'm just going to be a half marathoner. And then I saw my results and I was like, just kidding. I'm signing up again. I just signed up to do leg 7 of the Buckeye 100 relay. Like a psychopath. I don't know these people. I just met the one at Eagle Up and I was like, hey, what's up? My name's Carrie. Hey, I'm Adrian. Sick. Okay, cool. Never saw her again. That was it. And then she messaged me on Sunday and was like, hey, would you be interested in joining our team? I was like, yes. So after this, I'm going to go run the second leg of my portion during the daytime because I've never run something like that. But people are crazy and they just get out there and they do it. I love a person. You said the 2 ties last year signed up 24 hours before. That's awesome. I love it. And so that is like, when is 24 hours the cutoff for registration? Like if someone's like on the fence, if let's say they sign up for 3 hours, can they up it to 6 day of? What are the like stipulations for day of, game day decisions?
So the biggest thing that we have to keep tabs on is our 12-hour division. So you're more than welcome to sign up for the 12-hour division all the way up until race day.
Okay.
But historically, people don't sign up for the 12-hour division just walking up and
Yeah.
throw a bib on. You have to be a little bit more prepared for that.
Yeah.
But historically, all of our divisions for the 1, 3, and 6, people will literally walk in that day sometimes, and we'll throw a bib on them. Is it ideal? No. Like, we do bib pickup the day prior at the hill, so that way everybody has that. So there's not these massive lines of people, and so we could also get the race off or kicked off at right on time. Like this year, it's so important that we start right at 7 a.m. For just housekeeping purposes. But literally the last 2 years, over 50% of our signups come the last week. People love procrastinating on a good race. It drives me nuts from a planning perspective, but it is what it is. So yeah, we do we do the pack-up pickup, the bid pickup the day before, and then all the 12-hour runners have rights for the spots on the top of the hill, and then everybody else, we actually park them at Harding Middle School, and then we shuttle people in to the hill that day. That way we're able to free up parking.
Sweet. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Once again, I want to remind everyone that the race is August 29th. It's a Saturday. Now, this episode's dropping on August 4th, which, by the way, happy birthday to one of my best friends ever, Haley, because when this drops, it'll be her birthday that day. So, love you, Hay. Hey, baby. Yay. Actually, I brought her to Floral Fox, and this is so cute. She's going to hate me for telling this story, but I was like, let's go to Floral Fox. So she lives in Norwalk, and the truck will be stationed in Vermilion regularly, which I'm going to have you explain that for us, Kaitlin, here in a second. But I took her up there, and she's like, I started following them on Instagram, and I saw Kaitlin was wearing this sweater, and she wore the same sweater because she was like, I know she's got it. And they were both wearing it that same day.
We were wearing the same day. And it was a thrifted sweater. It wasn't like store-bought.
Yeah.
It was
just so random.
That was the craziest thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
that's
Haley's so badass. By the way, this is one piece of some Floral Fox merch, everybody. I am obsessed with this mug. Look at this. I don't even need a lid. Are you kidding? I love that. Yes. So if you're like, no plastic, this is it right here. Handmade, handcrafted.
That's heavy duty, too. You could like hurt somebody with that.
Oh, you want to steal this?
Just in case you need to hurt somebody, you're good to go.
Yeah, for real. So anyway,
Real
happy
quick,
birthday, Haley.
Talk about Kaitlin on that end, because I feel that the last year has been an absolute rocket ship for Kaitlin.
Yeah.
And so, as much as I love Hogsback, and I'm pumped to have Kaitlin at Hogsback, I just want to real quick shout her out. One of the coolest things in the world is seeing my friends take an entrepreneurial idea, go from 0 to 1, and I feel like now she's in 1 to 2 phase, and that 1 to 2 phase right now on her, it looks great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited because I feel like this past weekend she had the market. Today's July 22nd, so 3 days ago, the 19th.
Yeah.
She had a line out the door, the bay door open. She had all these different vendors selling different goods, sweets. The sourdough bread's ridiculous. The
I had a ceramic girl. This one was here.
Let me see. Stop
Isn't
it.
that cute?
I need it. Oh my God. Okay. What the heck?
But the reason why I was
bad artwork.
The reason why I was so excited to have Kaitlin on this is that she has done one of the most organic and authentic expressions of community building I've ever seen out of any brand, to be honest with you. I've been super blessed to see different large brands take off in the apparel space, the shoe space and whatnot, but very few people, especially in 2026 when people crave that in-person connection, have built an authentic community the way that she has so quickly. And so it's not a mistake. I mean, obviously people love being caffeinated and they love good coffee, but you've done so much more than that, and the Vermilion market needed it. But my gut tells me, and I'm always sharing my entrepreneurial ideas with Kaitlin, but
always,
I love it.
Always,
my gut tells me that she is just getting started.
Yeah,
it's going to be so cool to watch the evolution of it.
Well, go ahead, Kaitlin. Tell us a little bit about you.
Pete's always my biggest cheerleader, and I need him in my back pocket all the time because anytime that I doubt myself or feel like I'm not doing enough, he's there to make all that go away. You've always been so You and Paige, obviously, like they are the two biggest cheerleaders ever. You'll never find, bigger ones. But I want to talk about real quick our little world that we created, like the three of us. So Floral Fox was at Blossom, my first year, and that's how I met Carrie. And like my love of music, that was like a dream come true. And then Pete, I walked into Black Flag. This is my love of fitness. Walked into Black Flag almost 7 years ago, and Pete was my CrossFit coach. And then I started working with them. And at one point, I thought that fitness was going to be like my everything. That's what I thought I was going to do. And I realized that I like to do it personally, not professionally. But he's been there since day one of the idea, and here we are. I don't know. I just think this is like the coolest thing. My two worlds. I feel like I always say I'm like a chameleon, because I feel like Floral Fox can kind of like mold into wherever it's at. It can be in the, we were just in the marathon. We were at concerts where, we're all over the place. And I feel like even right now, my two worlds are meshing together, and the opportunity that it created. This is from literally coffee. I just think it's the coolest thing ever.
It like shows you how much that coffee lends itself to any industry, any circumstance, any setting. I always view like chameleons as like either good or bad. Like there's bad chameleons. I don't want to be around bad chameleons, but like the good chameleon of somebody that like undeniably knows themselves and could fit into any situation just through who they are and through their expression is the person that we want to always be around. My wife and I, we're going on 8 years of marriage this year, and Paige and Kaitlin are literally best friends. Like Tom, like Caitlin's husband, is literally like one of my best friends. And it's so cool just over the years how we went from like no kids. Kaitlin and Tom had a couple kids. And I always remember like coming over to their house being like, this is chaotic in a good way. Like, and now I've got three. Now Paige and I have 3 kids, and we're just like all speaking not just the same language, but we just support each other, and we're just our stupid antics, and we go camping together. It's so fun. But Paige has always had my wife has had such a good like measurement of character. Like when she gets to meet somebody or gets to know more people, and she would say the same exact thing. It's like undeniable the success that Kaitlin has had is as a result of her just undeniably being herself.
Yeah.
And so like there's nothing cooler than seeing somebody so fulfilled in their own shoes, not caring what other people think, because they're just serving up damn good coffee and making people happy. Like that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Well, and I think it's so special because, not only can coffee bring people together, we've seen it through the ages across the world but it takes someone so special to, I think it might have been our first or maybe second meeting, and we were just like, oh, tattoos, and oh, love this band, or oh, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. And it just clicked. And like music, coffee, and just being like, Pete said it so wonderfully, knowing who you are and being able to bring out bits and pieces of that personality for whatever situation you're in. And I feel like that's the beauty of Floral Fox is each and every one of you in that truck, behind that counter, so sweet, so awesome. Like always, I personally feel welcome there because I like to just make stupid, like I just say dumb stuff just to like feel the temperature, like, I don't know. I wish I could think of something right off the top of my head, but I'll just say something weird just to like catch a vibe, and like just to maybe get someone like laughing or whatever. I'm just always trying to make you feel good. And like you guys never miss a beat. You're like, oh, for sure. And it just like rolls right, and like it's just so great. And every time I get to see you at the truck or come to Vermilion to the actual garage, it's always so nice. And I did see on September 13th, you said, I remember you saying this, you wanted to start a book club, and here you are, babe, starting that book club. So it's a Stephen King novel. What was the one that's up for reading this time around?
Christine. The book club, we've done a few meetings. We're still like figuring it out, but that's like the best part. And one of my favorite things about the book club is the last meeting we had. I don't remember what the genre was, but nobody read it. But they still came to the meeting because they were like, we just want to hang out. And me and Abby, who works in the trailer with me, she's one of my best friends. Me and her were like dying to finish it because we were like, we have to do it before the meeting. And we were the only ones. But that's just one of the cool things. Like I just, with Floral Fox, I just always want to make sure that everyone feels welcome. And I cannot stand not like good customer service. I think it's lacking in the world today, like honestly. But we always have good customer service, but it's genuine too. Like we genuinely want to talk to you, and like we love our customers, the nice ones. We love our nice customers. We love all of them. But you know, it just
You better be nice to my friends.
Yeah, be nice to everybody. That's what I
Okay.
just
I will
be
fight
nice,
somebody.
yeah, I don't know. All the girls that work with me, they're either, stay-at-home moms, or some of them work, and I've gotten to hire this past year. But they're all very special, and that's the biggest thing. I want your coffee to taste good, obviously, but I never want you to feel like you didn't have a good experience, or like we didn't want you there,
Yeah.
So,
Kaitlin, real quick, hold on. Let's just rewind real quick. You just said I got to hire this year. If you like took multiple steps back from the start, and I'll never forget being at your guys' Amherst home, and you talking about, yeah, I want to do this coffee truck idea. It's a lot of money. I'm not sure how we're gonna get the funding. Maybe I could pull out an SBA loan. Maybe I could do this.
so
And
many
then,
tears were shed.
yes, and in that moment, if you could like fast forward to where you're at now, isn't it crazy just the evolution? I'm sure it's way different than you anticipated it to be, but
Yeah.
I also think about it from that lens. If I knew what I know now in business, I almost wouldn't have started the business because of how many like aches and pains there were along the way.
Oh my
It's
God. All the
the
time. To
yeah,
this day. To this day, and if I really wish I was better at, I wish I had like a little camera guy with me all the time, because I want to record like all the like bullshit that happens all the time. But now, you know what? Like one of the biggest things that I've learned is when something goes wrong, my plan of action, the way that I can just kind of like roll off and like roll with the punches. In the beginning, it was not like that. There was freak outs, and I'm a crier, so there's a lot of tears, but now it's kind of like you go into action mode and you just kind of figure out the next step, which I'm sure you guys can kind of figure out either with
for sure.
podcasting or with like event planning. It's just you got to roll with it.
I
all
think
the
that
time.
is like, for me, I know I do a lot of talking about mental health. That right there, you hit the nail on the head, Kaitlin. Talking about when you are faced with the adversity, but you have stocked up your toolbox with so much past adversity that you've overcome, that this time you face it and you're like, okay, pivot, got it, no big deal. Okay, got it. Maybe it is a big deal, but you are like, okay. I call it like,
Yeah.
when I have like something bothers me and I have like my little mini rage sesh, because I am very big energy. I have to like explode it out, which is why I think I like running so much, because it just explodes out of you. But like, I'll do that, give myself 5 minutes and now I'm back. But in the past, younger Carrie would have let it wreck a whole week. And now it's like 5 minutes and it's gone. But that is like time on feet. That is because, when you guys both made the leap, that success is on the other side of fear, but in between success and fear and making that leap is the tears. It's the learning curve. It's all the challenge that you face. But when you take a stop and you look around you and you've got your support system and your friends and your family and each other to bounce ideas off of and validate each other, like, no, dude, you're doing great. Maybe try this perspective or something. Like, that's freaking huge. And you guys bet on yourself. And I really hope that other people see this episode and feel so inspired with whatever they want to do, whether it's quitting their career like I did and just taking a leap of faith to hope for the best, or, starting a whole business while you've got children, which feels impossible, but you're doing it, I think it's so special.
That, like you and you're going through change right now too. And like I said earlier, I thought I was going to be the girl version of Pete.
Right.
And that was not what I tried so hard, and I was like, this is not it. And I think it's okay to not know what you want to do at first. And I think it's okay to try. You just try. You just gotta. I didn't know that. I always knew that I was going to do something with coffee. I think I've been saying it for a very long time, and I really liked the trend on Instagram where it was like, I was the one that got yelled at in class for talking, like, what are your jobs now? Because
Yeah.
that was me. It's like, you don't have to, and I don't push away school, but like, you don't have to go to college and do all these things. Like, you can just do what you love, and it doesn't have to be so textbook, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, Pete, you've done the same thing. You thought you were going to be in the military,
Yeah.
and look at where you're at now. You know,
Yeah,
it's just
I'm always reminded that God's plans are way different than my own plans. I remember thinking that I was going to have a 20-year career in the Army as an officer and do the full thing, and then I got medically rolled right at commissioning, and then I thought I was going to become an engineer, and then I thought I was going to become a trainer, and ended up owning a gym, and then I ended up selling it and starting up a sauna company. What?
like, what
You know anything about
the?
sauna
Yeah.
5 years ago, dude? You know, and I thought I was going to start having kids when I was 35, and now I'm 31 with 3 kids, and my wife and I are talking about wanting to have a fourth down the road. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so it's so funny
That's
hearing you guys.
crazy.
I know, and like we want to have another one. That's the
Yeah.
crazy thing, you know. Um, the thing that I was thinking about as you guys were talking is one of the things specific to entrepreneurship, and then how it lends itself to everyday life. I often find that the anticipation of fear often outweighs fear itself in the moment. And so when I need to have a hard conversation with somebody, or the idea that I want to get off the ground that I want to share with others, in the anticipation that somebody may reject the idea, I'm naturally a galvanizer. I want people to get really excited about my ideas, and if they don't go according to plan, then usually it's a personal attack on me. That's how I've always viewed it, you know. But
Same.
what I ended up realizing is that the anticipation of fear is worse than fear itself in the moment, and then also at the same time, you can't take your personal problems or the ideas like literally personal. A lot of times, that it's a game. You have to view it as a game. Like, it is a missing puzzle piece, and you have to figure out the puzzle.
Yeah.
And if you could like pull yourself out of your business problems or other issues going on in your life, and you zoom out and realize, hey, this is a puzzle right now. I don't want everything to always be streamlined. Otherwise, I'm not creating a memorable life. I'm not able to share stories. Like, my best stories come from the lowest moments in my life and the craziest ideas. And just knowing that in the moment that it is a genuine puzzle. You just have to figure it out. That's why I love ultra marathon running. Since the start, every single time you come in with a plan, and a lot of times you have to throw that plan away, and you have to adapt and figure out how you're going to navigate said problem. And sometimes it sucks, like really freaking hard. But
Yeah.
isn't that like what you take to your grave, dude?
Yeah.
Isn't the experience in the moment, like when we zoom out and I'm 50, 60 years old, and God willing have grandkids, and they're asking what were you like back in your 20s and 30s, and I could draw back on these crazy memories about running this business and doing these cool adventures with my friends, traveling all around the world. Dude, hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
sweet. That's why I'm doing it. You know, it's the same thing with Kaitlin. She's gonna say, dude, I pulled the trigger, like I did like a risky like move. I pulled out a loan. I pulled the trigger on this coffee truck, and here's what it turned into. And let me tell you like what it's done to my family.
Yeah.
Like, those memories and storylines, man, she'll have for the rest of her life. Like, that's why you do it. And I think
That's
so many
yeah.
people get caught up in the financial side that it has to be always about like the bottom line, the top. Dude, it's not about that. It's so much more than that.
Yeah.
Well, and I have people who have talked to me about like wanting to start their own coffee trailer, and I'm like, if you are doing it for the money, you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
You have This is very much a labor of love, and you have to love people, and you have to love making coffee, because if you don't love those things, then it is not fun, because it sucks. I don't like to be like the manager part, or honestly, like when it's hot outside and you're dripping sweat, and then you got to go make coffee for 6 hours talking to, like, it's, you have to love what you're doing
Yeah.
always, I think.
I can
It's
understand
such a
that.
simple thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so simple. That's so simple. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, people misconstrue that their idea has to make money first. But, like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I think it's a very important part of the a very
Oh,
important
for
part of
sure.
the puzzle. If you can't make money and you're not making profit, you don't have a business. But when you zoom out on it, it's the reason why, like LeBron James is now in, I don't know what, year 24. Like, he's made a lot of money over his career, more than probably anybody. But the reason why he does it is that he loves the game of basketball. Like, he loves every single day of going in, lacing up the shoes, doing the warm ups, the treatments. It gives him purpose. And I think the purpose part is why you build a business, not for the financial gain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get that. You know, and I think too, something that I pulled from just listening to you guys and also from my own experience in life is that you had these ideas for yourself. Like you said, you know, you make a plan, God laughs, but you have this idea like, oh, I'm going to go join the army. Awesome. I also wanted to join the army, but my dad said no because it was 2008 and that was just not happening. So it was like, no, man. But, you know, go join the army. Okay, that didn't happen. All right, pivot. But you didn't put yourself in that box to like hang on to like the what if and what could have been. You know, you both said, well, I have this idea. You gave it a shot, and okay, you moved on from it and tried something new because you can fit into all these different boxes. Your box is huge, and there's tons of little corridors in it. And it's so important to give yourself a chance to go out and do something because you just don't know what that experience is going to make, that challenge you're going to face and overcome. I mean, it's going to make you feel freaking crazy, but awesome at the end of the day. Like, oh, I did that, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man. I think this is so special, and I really hope more people sign up for Hell on Hogsback or get ready for it for next year because, Pete, I would love it if you could explain to people what the Run Club is and how they could be a part of that too. If they want to start, I mean...
Yeah, for sure. So it's so funny. So the way that we've been building it up to this point is that we have Sisu, which is the business that we started 4 years ago. Actually, on August 1 is our 4-year birthday, which is crazy. Sisu means
Happy
never
birthday.
give up. Thank you. Sisu means never give up in the Finnish language, and it's this amazing lifestyle around getting to do hard things with other people, and just being fulfilled through the lifestyle. And so we have Sisu, and then we're building out Hell on Hogsback concurrently, but they've always been two separate things. We have the brand and the saunas, the cold plunges, and the community, the content, and then we have this event. But after this year, what we plan on doing is actually bringing Hell on Hogsback underneath Sisu as a Sisu event starting year 5 next year. That way we could really start generating even more and putting more into the event to make it a staple Sisu event. That doesn't mean that it's going to become a for-profit event. It still is going to be backed by our nonprofit. It just allows us to be able to tell the story better, and then also let us be able to take what we're doing with Hogsback Run Club, where we meet every single month at for Hogsback for the 5 months leading up, 4 months leading up to the actual event, and then ideally make it a year-round thing where it becomes a Sisu endurance club where we get to hang out with people all around the U.S. and do different pop-ups, getting to work out, shoot content, have fun, build community, and then have that same Sisu endurance club build out those 5 months prior to year 5 of Hell on Hogsback to get people specifically trained for it. So we block off like 90 minutes in the morning once a month on a Saturday. And this year it's been 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. and we'll have 40, 50 people come up and literally do hills in the morning prepping for the event. And it's sweet because there's a couple guys that have been doing it since year 1, and just seeing just the infectious energy of the event and how they prep for it manifest through their life. And now they went from being fit individuals to being very fit individuals across a few years, because you could tell that they're just taking more purpose and action from the community and what the event means. So Hogsback Run Club's been a really cool like incubator for just for community, and it's a really great way to meet people, and then also just absolutely zoot yourself. I mean, it's a nasty run club.
Yeah, I like that. Just zoot yourself for the day.
Yeah.
I think you should talk about too that people who there's strollers, there's walkers, like the average person can come and do it too.
Yeah.
And that's really, if you want to walk up a hill with your friend and just chat, but do it for a purpose, like I think you should talk about that too, because there's a lot of just,
Yeah, walk up a hill with your friend for a purpose. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is, to be honest with you.
That's
You're
great.
literally like, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so while yes, we have a lot of like really fit individuals doing it, 75% of the people that go aren't going for a specific number of laps. Like, are they trying to push themselves? Yes. But it's really the person that is just getting introduced to running, or maybe just walk the course for an hour or 3 hours, and does it to be able to support the cause and raise funds. And so we have a 1 hour, a 3 hour, 6 hour, and 12-hour division. There's a number of people that would literally take their kids in a double wide stroller and push up and down the hill, which is a workout in and of itself.
Yeah.
It's hard walking up the hill just to like get up there.
Yes, and then the back half we have or on the back half today we have a kids fun run, which is a 1 mile loop, just one lap on the course with a bunch of kids, and then we also have a back half 1 hour division, like an open division as well, just to inject some energy into the day. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, it's not. Yes, there's a wide variety of ability levels, but the reality is that most people go out there to just enjoy the energy of the day, sauna and cold plunge, grab some good coffee, get some treatment from the different vendors, be able to shop around, see people, and then at the end just kind of galvanize around this community of runners that have been running for 12 straight hours. So it's a really, really special day.
Yeah, this is going to be so freaking sweet. I am so excited. Now, before we close, I think it's important that I share with you a quote that I think is so awesome. I got it from the video that is on hellonhogsback.com, giving the story about Pete Sr. and the whole background of everything. Now, at this point, Pete's been through that 12-hour surgery. Well, the first surgery and then the second surgery, all the surgeries. Anyway, he had this tattoo, and the scar underlined the word attitude. And you said, if there's one thing you can control every day, it's your attitude. And I think that is something that to leave people with, is to remind them that, listen, life is going to throw you some curveballs, whether they're super duper serious curveballs or just some mishaps. And oh my God, I got a flat tire, whatever. Any size of the ball, dude, you can control your attitude through it. Calling back to what Kaitlin was talking about, when you face adversity and you can now let it roll off your shoulders a little bit differently, it doesn't make it it makes it easier, but it doesn't, it's still hard, basically. But you and your attitude, the way you go through your day, your outlook is the most important thing. And that is control the controllables. And that's one thing you can control every day. And I think that was something really special to take from the video. Guys, the video is 14 minutes. Go watch it. Put it on, just listen to it. It's nice. You can look at it. You can listen to whatever, but you're going to get inspired. If you felt like, maybe I should quit smoking, maybe I should quit drinking, maybe I should start walking, maybe I should do that crochet project or start a business, watch that. It'll get you stoked. It'll get you psyched. And, while you're there, come register and be a part of this. Again, 1, 3, 6, 12-hour distances. 100% of the registrations and donations go directly to those battling cancer. Amazing. And one lucky, hardcore, just raw dogging it out there, brother or sister, is going to walk away with a freaking Sisu sauna. And I've looked at these things, and I'm saving up for one. So I'm excited about that.
We all are, Carrie. We all are saving up for We all want our Sisus in our backyard.
Yes. Oh, I just love it. And real quick too, Kaitlin, please tell us where we can keep up with you and the hours in Vermilion and what you've got going on. Because I know you do a lot of pop-ups and there's a lot going on with Floral Fox. Please let our listeners know.
Yeah, so every Monday I post the schedule because every week is different. I don't have a consistent schedule because of that, and I think a lot of people might get a little ticked, but it's kind of cool because you have to know where we are and you have to kind of be in the crowd. So Instagram, Facebook, I post those on Monday for the whole week. So.
Awesome. And that'll be Floral Fox Coffee Company on Instagram, Facebook. You can go to their website. It is aesthetically beautiful. Go check it out. I highly recommend, because that's where I went. And if you can, guys, head on out to Vermilion, to the truck in the garage, because it is so cute there. But yeah, I think it's really special. I saw a study that if someone sells a hat, like a business sells a hat, I've got your shirt and your cup, and someone sees me, we're part of the club, we're in the in crowd, I'm sure that's the same exact way with a Sisu sauna.
I always say it's like my Floral Fox cult. I love that.
Yeah.
The best kind of cult.
Her good cult. Yeah, her good cult. Yeah.
The caffeinated kind that will get it done. Okay, you give it.
That's
Yeah.
the good cult. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that.
My giant cat. I could see him back. You probably can't see him, but he's just ripping my blanket box apart. It's only an antique, Ruka. Whatever. God.
Yeah.
I love it. Sweet. Guys, this has been such a treat. This is exactly what I needed to get stoked for my training run today. And I really want everyone to make sure they go to hellonhogsback.com. If you're interested in being part of the Sisu lifestyle, go to sisulifestyle.com. And go check out all the options they've got. As Pete said, there's plenty of saunas to choose from, and the cold plunges as well. But yeah, Kaitlin, how long do you think we should challenge ourselves to sit in a cold plunge? Like 30 seconds, a minute?
I know, I
Like,
was gonna say like a minute.
that feels like forever.
But we gotta do it. We gotta make sure that we do it pretty early in the day because those get pretty gnarly
I bet.
towards the end.
We'll do our
My daughter,
announcements.
real quick. My
and
daughter
then-
took a swig out of the water last year at the very end of the day, and it was pretty. She has superpowers now, so.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That is amazing. Well, guys, once again, I really appreciate you coming on. This is awesome. Make sure you guys come out to Hell on Hogsback, be a part of this amazing endurance experience. And if this is not your year, well, don't worry, because next year could be your year. But either way, keep up with everything on Instagram, Facebook, the websites, and join us. Join us. It'll be totally worth it, and you'll be so proud of yourself. Yeah. Oh, thank you,
so much for having
guys.
us on. It means so much.
Thanks, Carrie.